So Tamara has got to go out and find this mystic who will be able to stop the plague. Maybe the mystic themselves also knows where the meteor is. That could get us 2 points of progress, because these are how progress is going to be marked. So if we find the mystic, that's going to be a mark of progress. If we find out where the meteor is, that's going to be another mark of progress. If we fulfill whatever we need the mystic to do to help stop the plague, that's going to be another. So this is how the quest progress is sort of plotted out. But first we got to find this mystic. So we're going to undertake another journey. This is going to be another troublesome journey because it's not too far. So let's see here. Let's add new journey. Find the mystic east of Rockbridge. And that will be troublesome. And let us go. Let's see, can we let's try and secure another advantage with Saskia giving us all we need to set out here. So let's roll, and we're gonna do it. Let's do it with either heart or wits, I think. Let's say heart, because this is to do with courage. We're prepping ourselves to go out. So let's do it with heart. Let's make preparations. Strong hit. Nice. Oh, I just realized I didn't mark a failure for that forge a bond. But we got a strong hit on making preparations. So we're going to take another +2 momentum. I'm going to be selfishly hogging as much momentum as possible because that we were in a bad situation last time and we do not want to miss out on as much momentum as we can. So we have made preparations to head out, and we're going to undertake the journey to find this mystic. So let's go. Let's roll wits. Oh dear. You know what's going to happen? That thing that was trailing us to Rockbridge has been waiting for us. So the first thing that's going to happen, as soon as we get across that bridge, this thing is going to jump us. So let's mark one more failure. And, well, so let's see. I'm going to check my short list here and see what could have been after me here. Okay, looking at where we are now, I think because we're starting to head a slightly more inland, and because I think I've got an idea of some other things that might be around here, I think what's been after us is some of the broken. Now, we mentioned these in the session 0. If you go back to our session 0, we did define who the broken are. The broken are the previous humans that lived in the Ironlands many years ago. Before the Firstborn rose to prominence, they were the broken. Well, they were the humans, but when the Firstborn rose into prominence, these humans degenerated into what we now call the broken. So they're these savage, bestial humanoid figures, probably a bit more closer to ape men almost. Let me see if I can call up a description for the broken here. Okay, here we go. We'll call up the rule book. So here are the broken. They're usually troublesome foes, and they have crazed eyes, painted skin. They scream ferally. They have scavenged clothing. They want to show the power and share their pain. they spring from hiding with ferocious attacks. So they were probably stalking Tamara for a while and waiting to see if she would emerge from Rockbridge, and she did. So I think there's probably a few of them. They would be unlikely to attack her alone. This is probably some kind of broken hunting party. So let's make it a pack of broken. This will be a pack, and let me just close that there. So let's progress, and we will add a foe, broken pack, and so that will upgrade it to a dangerous situation. And because this was a miss, they are ambushing us. When we enter the fray, it will be with wits. So we will enter the fray with a dangerous foe. So let's roll to see. Submit. And it's a miss. Wow, aren't we off to a great start? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so one more failure. This is crazy. I'm going to fill up this failure bar so much quicker than I thought I would. Anyway, so they have the initiative. They leap out from behind the rocks, and they're wielding like knives and spears fashioned from either scavenged from other Ironlanders or carved from rock as well. And they've got like hair. They're prominently more hairy, I think, because they've had to survive out in the cold of the Ironlands, and their faces are painted with mud and pigmented stuff from berries and blood probably as well. It's all dried. They probably smell terrible, although given the hygiene situation in the Ironlands, everyone smells terrible. But anyway, so they jump out and they charge, and they're going to clash with Tamara. So let us roll to clash, and we're rolling with iron. Let's see how it goes. And submit. Weak hit, I'll take it. I will inflict the harm and then pay the price. So let's go to our progress. We will mark. I notice this is a handy dandy button for doing that now. We'll mark 2, and so we're going to pay the price. Let me check my assets here and see here. Okay, shield bearer is on. Okay, I must try and remember to use my Sunderer a bit if I can. So let's go back to the oracles. And I'm going to see if I can. Let's try and use the combat events a little bit more, just to see, try and make this a little bit more interesting. So let's roll for a method. Okay, so they all kind of, so they all sort of like try to dogpile on Tamara, and they're targeting her shield. They're trying to tear the shield out of her hands. So we're going to pay the price. Let's see here. Pay the price. What happens? Personal. Okay, never mind. That's got nothing to do with this. So we'll just say it's some harm. We will take the harm. Take two health, and we will endure harm. This was something I kept forgetting to do in the previous one, which was not great. But oh, juice. Okay, no. Okay, ignore that. I pressed the wrong thing. I rolled on the oracle part instead of the move part. So we're rolling health or iron because they're both at 3. So let's see here. Strong hit. Okay, I'm going to shake it off. I'm not singing Taylor Swift. Don't even think about it. Okay, so I reduced by a momentum, and I get 1 health back. Okay, so they're all kind of like dogpiling and scratching at the shield, and Tamara just kind of shoves back and throws them off and takes a couple of scratches, but she's fine. and gets back into the fight. We're going to clash again. And I think this time I am going to use the Sunderer asset. And I'm going to drop a momentum. I'll drop one more momentum and hope for a hit and see if I can do some more harm. So let's roll. Rolling with iron. Let's go. Weak hit. Okay, cool. So I don't think it had to be a strong hit for the Sunderer. No, it's just a +1. That's great. So I will inflict 3 harm on these guys. So we'll mark. Oh dear. See, I'm doing this again. This should have been what I marked the first time because it's 2 progress per harm. So that was my mistake. Again, I'm terrible at this because I kept thinking this was a formidable foe. So technically, that's what it should be looking at. And then, with the extra harm from the Sunderer, I basically just took these guys down. There was like no question there. But I am going to have to pay the price still because it was a weak hit. So pay the price, Oracle. Will you make sense this time? Roll twice more. Okay, fine. Let's see. Something of value is lost or destroyed. And waste resources. Okay, so I'm probably going to lose a bit of supply from this. They tore away some of my supply. And I believe I can only end the fight on a strong hit. I believe. When you make it and score a strong hit. Okay, so I'm going to... If I can face danger... Is there something that can give me a +1? Is there something I can get a +1 on doing? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to face danger with my shield to get a +1. And I'm going to try and drive them off. I think I've killed one of them. And I'm going to use my shield as cover, and I'm just going to try and plow through all of them. So let's face danger, and we're going to roll with iron because it's an aggressive action, and we're going to get a +1 because we're using the shield, and we're going to try and beat them all, power our way through and scare them off. So let's submit, and it's a weak hit. Okay, so that's not going to end the fight either. Let's probably drop a momentum for that, I think, because I'm charging through them. But let's try again. Let's actually now I've powered my way through, but I want to try and get a +1 on this. So maybe Tamara's just going to like continue to charge them down with her shield. She's like decapitated one, and they're kind of scattered and a little disorientated. She's going to charge after each one and try and beat them down with her shield. So let's face danger again. We're going to do it with iron, and we'll get +1 because we're using our shield. So let's go. And that was identical again. Okay, we're losing momentum because we're charging these people down. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing this until she chases them off. So I think like with each one of these, she's charging them down. They haven't quite gotten the message yet. Let's see. Come on now. Here we go. There's the strong hit. Okay, so it takes her like running them down a few times. But she manages it, so we'll get 1 momentum back for that, and we shall end the fight. We will conclude it, and there's a strong hit on concluding it too. So let's go to our moves once again. Let's check that. We ended the fight. So on the strong hit, no longer in the fight, and they're gone. So phew, we're done. These broken are now broken in the sense that their morale is completely shattered. They've lost a couple of their of their kin, and with Tamara just charging them down with her shield, their spirit breaks completely and they retreat. They run for the hills. Phew. Well, that was harrowing, but at least we didn't take too many hits this time. Tamara endured, which was a bit of a relief. Okay, so now we can continue our journey. We can continue the journey. So let us clear that. Done. And let us undertake our journey once again and find this mystic. Let's go. Another miss. Are you serious? Are you serious? Wow. Okay. Oracle, what happens? I'm paying the price again. Something of value was lost or destroyed. I'm running out of supplies. I'm running low on supply again. This is not good. Come on now. Let's keep trying. We gotta find this. We gotta find this mystic. Are you? Wow. I think Tamara's lost. She is so lost. So very lost. She's not familiar with navigating this terrain so much. Wow. Okay, we'll pay the price again. Let's see. Separated from something or someone. I'm losing supplies. I'm wandering around, and I think maybe like the broken tore a hole in my bag and I can't repair it or something. My water skin's running out. I don't know. But I'm losing supplies fast. Okay, come on. Let's make some progress on this journey, Tamara. Come on, please, for me. Weak hit. Okay, that's something. That is something. So I'm still going to lose some supply, but at least I have made a little bit of progress on this journey. And we're going to reach a waypoint. So let's find out about this waypoint. What is this location here? It's a hideout. Ooh, maybe this was where the broken were hiding before. Or maybe it's an abandoned hideout of like some bandits or something. I don't know. Let's find out. Is there anyone here? Oracle? Let's say 50-50. Yes or no? Is there someone hiding here? No. Okay, so it's an abandoned hideout. There were people here. Like I said, this could have been where the broken were holed up before they attacked. So let's try and scavenge around here a little bit and resupply. Because we're running low on supply. But maybe they left some food behind. Let's see. Come on now, let's roll. Weak hit. Okay. I will take that. So let's just do one. We'll get one. Or should we do two? We can get up to two, but we don't want to go to 0 momentum. We want to try and keep some momentum. Okay, let's just do the one. And before we set out again, let's secure an advantage, because maybe we found a few resources here in this little hideout, and we'll see if we can prepare ourselves properly, and we will do it with courage. Let's stick with heart. We're staying strong. We're stout of heart. We will secure our advantage with that. Strong hit. Nice. Okay, so I think once again, let's take the momentum. We've got to keep the momentum up. We've run into too much trouble with no momentum, because even if we roll misses, we're at least going to get some marks on the failure track for that. So I don't mind if we get too many misses. Well, I do, but even if we get misses, we can mark the failure track, but we have to try and keep momentum up. So let's Let us undertake the journey once again. Let's roll with our wits. Come on. Weak hit. That's fine. Supply goes down, but we mark progress. So mark. And we reach another waypoint. Oracle, where are we? What is this location? What is this waypoint? It's a thicket. Okay, so as we're heading further inland, things are getting a little bit more overgrown. There's like more vegetation in the fields, and we're sort of passing through this thicket. Is there anything in this thicket? Let's roll 50-50. Is there something in here? Yes, there is. Okay, so let's try rolling on the action and theme to see if we can find something happening in this thicket. So let's action. Gather language. So maybe, this could be some sort of indication that there were elves here. Maybe there was an elf scouting party that was out here somewhere. Because the elves obviously speak the language of nature. Maybe they were gathering some specific kind of berries or herbs that they needed from around here, and they left maybe like a warning note of some kind in the thicket, like they left specific seeds or markings or some kind of like a cairn, maybe like a cairn of stones, like a little small stone cairn with their with elven runes etched on them. And so Tamara sees this. It's not she doesn't recognize the language. Well, she can't read the language, but this seemed to be some kind of gathering site for the elves. Okay, so she's got to keep her eyes open because there could still be elves in the area, and the elves don't like the Ironlanders at all. I mean, the Etanya obviously were attacking, but as far as the Firstborn go, the elves really don't like the humans. That's why nobody goes into the Deep Wilds. So if the elves are out here, maybe they're also trying to find a way to do something about this meteor and the plague? We don't know, but we may find out eventually. Okay, so with that, let us try and resupply. Again, we got to keep the supplies up. Let's resupply. Weak hit, that's fine. See, this is why we keep the momentum up, is so we can resupply. So let's drop down a momentum and bump up a supply. And we are going to, let's say, can we make any kind of preparations from here? I don't know. I think trying to secure an advantage here, would it work? Make preparations? Yeah, why not? I mean, she's gathering, she's preparing herself. I think Tamara is no longer sort of rushing along her journeys. I think she's slowly starting to learn her lesson. That to try and take advantage of wherever she is, like maybe gather just a little bit of extra supplies or double check your gear. Just make sure that you are doing everything you can to not get jumped. This is the Ironlands. This is danger territory no matter where you go. So she is going to properly observe her situation before she goes. So weak hit. So we will get one momentum on that. Fine by me. And we will undertake our journey once again. Here we go. Gonna find this mystic. Not today, though. That's a miss. Okay. So let's mark a failure one more time. And we shall pay the price. Let's see if the pay the price oracle makes sense. It causes delay or puts you at a disadvantage. Okay. So I think one of the things I did with previous ones was like if I was delayed, I would like remove progress from the track. I don't know if that's not really a hard and fast rule, but I think that's just my way of thinking. It's like if it causes a delay, you lose a point of progress on the progress track. So that's what I'm going to say. I think Tamara just sort of hung around a bit too long here. So I don't think we'll get to secure an advantage again, because that's what paying the price is going to be. We're not going to be able to secure an advantage on this next roll, but we're going to undertake the journey again. Let's go. More with wits. Weak hit. That's fine by me. So we will drop the supply, and we will mark progress. And I think we can conclude. Let's see if we have found this mystic. Let's conclude it. It's a weak hit. Okay, so yes, if we go to our moves, we've reached our destination. However, there is an unforeseen hazard or a complication. So let's ask the Oracle. Let's see. Let's go for an action and a theme to see what is in our way. Advance love. Interesting. Advance love. What could that mean? Okay, I sort of have an idea. I had an idea for this mystic already. So this is what's going to happen when Tamara she's pushed her way through the thicket, and she's making her way towards the center of the thicket, and as it sort of opens up into a clearing, this is what she sees. A small hovel that has sort of been woven from the thicket itself. It forms like a little wigwam kind of hut of all these little interconnected branches and leaves and things like that. And as she approaches, this massive flock of crows just descends upon her. They like burst out of the trees surrounding this clearing, and they swamp towards her. So we're going to have to face danger to try and fend off these crows. So let's face danger. And this will be with iron, because we're going to endure this. Let's roll iron. And we're going to be using the shield as cover. She's going to like grab her shield and duck behind it to try and fend off all these beaks and claws. So, well, oh, that's amazing. That is probably the best strong hit I've ever gotten. A 10 on the action score and a match on the challenge dice. We've got an opportunity in here as well. So I get a momentum. And you know what? I think because of that opportunity, there's not much in terms of like an opportunity that I can get here. Okay, so I think with this opportunity, she's going to sort of push forward with her shield. She's going to run through the crows, and as she kind of like crosses the threshold and stumbles into the hovel, and this thin voice says, "Well, it seems that you met my little children outside. I must apologize for their behavior. Their love for me tends to make them a little overzealous." And Tamara looks up, and she sees this woman wearing a cloak of like black raven feathers and, well, raven, crow, all kinds of corvid feathers making up the cloak of this woman. She's got kind of like wild black hair. Let's see if we can find some more descriptors of her. Let's bring out our oracles again and find out about this woman, because I do believe it is a woman. But you never know. She might have an unusual name. Let's roll for her. Let's see. Jihan. So we've got Jihan here. We don't need to roll for a roll because she is a mystic. We know that already. Let's roll some descriptors for her. Let's see. She is stern. I can see that. She is intolerant. I mean, maybe she's intolerant in the sense that she doesn't like too many visitors, or maybe she just doesn't like firstborn in general. I don't know. But she's sociable. There you go. So maybe she's a little bit intolerant of the firstborn. Maybe she doesn't like them all that much, but she's sociable, so she would allow Tamara into her home, even if her crows didn't immediately. And she's stern as well. So while she can be sociable, she's very dead set on this. So I think we can mark a point of progress on our track for this, because we have found the mystic, and we can clear this because we have finished our journey. We have found the mystic east of Rockbridge, and that is Jihan, the bird woman. Okay, so and I think with this opportunity, Tamara is going to sort of like pull herself up onto her knees, and she's going to like plant her axe onto the ground, and she's going to bow her head. I think Tamara is one of those people who sort of has a healthy respect for magic because she can't really use magic herself. So she has a sort of begrudging respect towards people who could use some form of magic. And she says, "Please forgive my trespass, venerated one. I've come here seeking your aid in solving a terrible calamity that has fallen these lands. And I think as far as Jihan goes, because she is a mystic of the forest and she clearly has some kind of animal affinity, I don't think we'll need to compel her so much. But I think this could this opportunity, because Tamara probably didn't hurt any of her birds as she came in. I think this is going to sort of let us skip the need to compel her to help us. I think she is going to want to help us, so that she will want to help us without a compel roll, because that's going to be the opportunity. She is open to helping us. Jihan says, "I'm aware of why you have come. I see many things that happen in these lands. The crows are my eyes across the Ironlands, or at least this small area that they like to nest in. And I am well aware of the blight that has begun to spread across the fields." And Tamara says, "Yes, exactly. I've learned that it came from a stone from the sky, a meteor that has fallen and has begun to spread this plague. Do you know where it is?" You know what? I don't think we need to gather information, because I've got a pretty good suspicion that that Jihan would know, because she's got eyes and ears everywhere. But let's roll and see. But we're going to make this we'll make this an oracle roll, and it's going to be a likely roll. It's not going to be a 50-50, because if Jihan does know where it is, this could help us a lot. So let's see. Yes, of course she does. Jihan says, "I do. My crows have seen it and investigated the site themselves several times now. Unfortunately, the plague is strongest where the stone fell, and not all of my children returned to me because of it." So I think we can mark another bit of progress on our list, because Jihan knows where it is, so she can lead. Or her crows at least can lead Tamara to it. So we have learned the location of the fallen meteor, and we have located someone who knows how to stop the spread of the plague, presumably, because I believe Jihan does know how, but it's not that easy. So that's where our next step is going to come in. So Tamara says to Jihan, "I need to stop this plague. It is driving the firstborn to attack my village and probably other villages beside. They are desperate because the plague is killing their people. And the more desperate they become, the more they are going to attack us for our resources. It will drive them to a greater point of desperation. It could mean war against the Ironlanders from the Firstborn. And Jihan gives her a sort of a stern look and says, I have no love lost for the Firstborn. They seek a claim on knowledge and power that should be open to all who live in these lands and would use it for their own survival. But I can see your point, and I do know a way to stop the plague. However, it will not be easy. There is something that I require that will assist you in stopping this plague. It is dangerous to acquire, which is why I have not made the journey myself. So, I think with this, the thing that she needs is in a delve. We're going to have to delve the depths of some kind of dungeon or dangerous place to find what it is she needs. So let's find out what kind of place this is. So if we go here to our oracles, I'm going to go to the delve oracles, and we are going to roll. We're going to roll up a new site. So let's see here. We're going to make a new site and let us roll to see what it is. Oracles. So first we need the theme. It is a corrupted pass. Interesting. I like that. Okay. So let's go to the sites. We will add a new one. And so this is a corrupted pass. So let's add the theme and the domain on here. There we go. Okay. Let's go back to the oracles. So what is the name of this pass? Let's get a namesake for this. So let's find thing here. It's a place of detail. So and we know it's a pass. We rolled and we saw it was a pass. So it is the pass of something. Let's see here. The pass of runes. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So this is the pass of ruins. Okay, so there is something in the pass of ruins that Jihan can use to stop the spread of the plague from this meteor. So if it is a pass of runes and it is corrupted, what can we find in there? Okay, let's catch up a little bit here while we're thinking about this. Let's go in here to our journal. Okay, let's fill it in. Saskia nursed Tamara back to health over the course of a couple of weeks, and Tamara was ready to resume her quest to stop the Iron Blight. Saskia did not know where the meteor had fallen, but she knew of a mystic to the east of Rockridge that could help Tamara put a stop to the plague. Tamara set out for the mystic's home, only to be jumped by several broken, whom she drove off with her mighty shield. Sounds a bit like Captain America, doesn't it? After wandering through the thicket, where there were signs of firstborn activity, she came across the hovel of Jihan, the bird lady, while the mystics' crows were quick to mob Tamara for her trespass. Jihan turned out to be rather amicable and willing to help Tamara with her quest. Jihan needs Tamara to travel to the Pass of Runes, and there she must find several stones carved with runes of ancients. The people who lived in the Ironlands before the Firstborn and who are now the Broken. So, the Pass of Runes was probably some kind of holy pilgrimage site or a site of worship of some kind where the ancients practiced some form of magic. And it's called the Pass of Runes because they had these stones that were carved with these ancient runes and embedded in the like the ground or the walls of the pass that were meant to be as like warding signs. But the pass is now corrupted, so maybe most of the runes that are there have lost their power, but maybe there are a few that are left there. There's only a few runes left in the corrupted pass, in the Pass of Runes. There's only a few of these stones left that still have enough power to contain the spread of the Iron Blight. Okay, I like this. The pass, now corrupted, once contained runestones of considerable power that could contain the Iron Blight emanating from Meteor. However, there may still be a few stones left with enough power to get the job done. Okay, great. I like this. So, let's say it's to the, we're around here somewhere. So we'll say maybe the pass, maybe it leads down to the water. Maybe the pass is around here somewhere, like at the mouth of this fjord, and the pass ends at the water's edge. Okay, so Jihan will say to Tamara, to the north, there is a deep fjord that cuts into the coast. Leading up from that fjord into the mainland is what is known as the Pass of Runes. Here in the pass, the ancients would practice their magics, and the magics have become corrupted over time. There may not be much power left there, but if you can find enough of the rune stones that once existed there, and they have enough power, they may be able to lock away the corruption from the meteor. If that power is held out long enough against the corruption in the pass itself, they may be strong enough to contain the meteor. And I will assist you with the ritual to use these runestones if you can bring them to me. So we will put here, retrieve the uncorrupted runestones as our objective for the pass of rune. Sorry, that should be runes. My mistake. Okay. That is our site that we have to reach. And Tamara says, very well, I will go and I will find these runestones. And Jihan says, it will be dangerous. You traveled a long way to do this. You bear the scars both physically and emotionally from your trials and tribulations. I wonder if you have learnt enough. Do you really think that you are capable of doing this, Tamara of the Iron Wardens? And I think at this point, we can roll on our failure track and see if we can get a little bit of extra experience. So let's see if we learn from our failures. Fingers crossed. Strong hit. Oh, yes. Yes. So we will clear the failure track. Now, if we go over here, I'll show you what this is all about. When we learn from our failures, we reflect on our hardships and missteps. And the failure track is 6 or higher, which it was. We were at an 8. We got a strong hit. We commit to making a dramatic change. We take 3 experience and clear all the progress, and then choose 1. So we're going to get 3 more experience. That brings us up to 5. And now we can discard a single asset and take 2 experience. We can make an oath by swearing an iron vow and rerolling dice. But I'm going to ready our next step, which is take 3 momentum. Because we, like I said, we got to get that momentum up. So we're almost up to full momentum. And with those 3 experience, I'm going to buy a new asset for Tamara. So let's add. I know exactly which one. I've been thinking about this for a while. This is a path, and it is Battle Scarred. We can only take this once we have become maimed, which we have. So now we have 3 possible options for this. And I think I'm going to use the first of these things from Battle Scarred to focus energies. So I will reduce either my edge or my iron by 1, and I get a +1 to my wits and heart. Now I don't know about bringing my edge down to 0, but I do like having 3 in multiple things. Because I hardly ever use edge. Like I said, I don't think of Tamara as being particularly subtle or precise in any way. She is big, she is powerful, she is forceful. And I don't think I've rolled edge for anything. I might have rolled it once. So I think let's min-max a little, shall we? So I'm going to bring edge down to 0, and I'm going to bring heart and wit 3. And Tamara is going to say to Jihan, I have been through much these past few weeks, more than I have in my entire life. And it only makes me think even more that the Ironlands is a danger to the people who live here. And I am not going to abandon my people. I am going to steel my heart. I'm going to sharpen my mind. And I am going to press on as never before to see the Ironlanders safe. And Jihan kind of smiles and nods. Then I think you may just be the one to save us from this blight. Best of luck to you, Tamara of the Iron Wardens. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Wow. Okay, so let's say we spent that experience. We've bought a new asset. We've got the battle scarred asset now. We've min-maxed our stats a little bit more. So Tamara is now not just an incredibly strong fighter. She is now more empathetic. She is sharper than ever. And she is going to go forward and press on and put an end to this blight. Wow. Okay. Not quite as big of a downer as the previous episode, I think. Certainly not as many misses, although we racked up enough failures to clear our track and earn some extra experience from it. We've got a new delve coming up for next time when we go to the Path of Runes, and find these rune stones that may hold the magic needed to fight back against the Iron Blight. Fantastic. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching again. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. I've gotten a lot more views and a few new subscribers thanks to getting back to this, and I'm glad to see people are enjoying it. I think I'm finally starting to grok to the rules a little bit more and learning how to game the system a little bit so that it's not quite a meat grinder. And I'm doing it because I know you guys seem to be enjoying it, and I want to make sure that you are enjoying it. So please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you want to support the channel, there's the like button, there's the bell icon, there's the subscribe button. You know what to do with those. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.